What is up, guys? Doomwake here, coming at you with another modern video. Today we have an interesting one, to say the least. Before we continue, as always, if you enjoy the content, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of the video, because today's going to be a fun one. So I was perusing through the recent Modern League 5.0 deck dumps, which is posted I think it's posted every day for the most part. Maybe they skip a day here and there, but I came across this deck that 5.0 to League and kind of wanted to give it a shot. So there's a lot going on here, so let me kind of start with the win condition of the deck, which is Godzilla Doom Inevitable, Yidaro Wandering Monster is the original, or I guess the magic card version of it, not the dinosaur Godzilla version of it. Basically, this is 7 mana for an 8/8 trample haste, and it has cycling for 2 mana. And if you cycle it, well, when you cycle it, you shuffle it back into your deck, and if it's the 4th time you've cycled it, you just put it immediately into play. So basically, you cycle it, shuffle it back in, and then the 4th time you cycle it, you get an 8/8 trample haste. So that's kind of like the win condition here. The rest of this deck is fairly akin to the Blue Moon strategies that have been, kind of a staple of Modern for quite some time now. And it's essentially just Blood Moon with a bunch of basic islands and some counterspells. That's kind of the rest of the deck. Outside of the win condition, we have your mana leaks for mans. There's a main deck negate. We have removal spells in the form of Fire Prophecy. We have Cryptic Command, Magmatic Sinkhole. So a bunch of just blue-red control cards with Blood Moon as the sort of way to buy you a lot of time to lock your opponent out of the game. We're also playing with Chalice of the Void, which is not something that you typically see blue-red decks play. Most of the time they want to be playing Opt, Serum Visions, Lightning Bolt, things of that nature. But we're going for Chalice of the Void instead because I think Chalice of the Void is very, very impactful against the prowess strategies. Is it red-white, mono-red, things of that nature. And I think you probably get more percentage points against prowess with Chalice of the Void than you would by playing Lightning Bolt, especially because they play mutagenic growth to protect their creatures from Lightning Bolt. So that's kind of the idea behind that. And then Chalice is just really good against a lot of various archetypes. I mean, 1 mana spells are kind of at the peak of Modern right now. The highest, I would say probably the highest they've ever been with the presence of prowess. Even the Heliod decks have a bunch of mana accelerators that cost 1 mana. Granted, Chalice is not as good against them because they can usually play their mana accelerators under the Chalice prior to you getting the Chalice into play. But it's also decent against Veil of Summer and post-board games, so there's a chance I would keep in Chalice. But yeah, that's kind of what we're at here. We have a lot of similar things that you would normally see from Blood Moon or Blue Moon decks, but we're kind of going about finishing the game in a different manner. Decks in the past, Blood Moon decks in the past have played various win conditions. Could be Ral, Izzet Viceroy, Jace the Mind Sculptor, mostly Planeswalkers. Sometimes the Blue-Red God Keranos, God of the Storms. I've seen that in list past, but we're going with Godzilla because it replaced itself. It's just 2 mana draw card. It's kind of sort of, I guess, free, if you will, to put in your deck because it doesn't cost you a card. And the 8/8's also uncounterable, which is pretty important against other control decks. And then we also have Ancestral Visions as our cantrip of choice. Again, because we're playing Chalice, we can't play Opt or Serum Visions, so we're going with Ancestral. And then our mana base has some fetch lands, 6 to be precise, to get basic islands when we want to Blood Moon our opponent. We have Gemstone Caverns, which is especially good with Chalice of the Void because you can play Chalice on turn 1 if you're on the draw, which can just be backbreaking against certain opponents and certain draws. And then some Steam-Fed Sulfur Falls to round out the room. And then over here in the sideboard we have kind of some your atypical blue-red cards: Aether Gust, Mystical Dispute, Anger of the Gods, and Abrade. And then we have a couple interesting ones here. We have a negate for the control decks as well. We have Ashiok, which is good against Dredge and big mana strategies. I particularly like Ashiok in blue sideboards that are rough against both Dredge and big mana. Granted, with Blood Moon, you're probably less weak to big mana than you are normal blue control decks, but Ashiok is nice in the sense that you can bring it in both of those matchups, so it has dual purposes. We have a Niv Mizzet for the control mirrors. We have some Ravenous Traps again for the aforementioned Dredge deck, which I assume is a very bad matchup for a deck like this. And then we have some Commandeers. I'm not really 100% sure where I would want to bring this in. I guess control mirrors, maybe something Teferi Hero of Dominaria, Teferi Time Raveler, Jace the Mind Sculptor, the control decks that play Planeswalkers, you might want to bring that in. But yeah, that's kind of an interesting one. So this should be a fun one. So yeah, as always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in just a little bit for round number 1. Alright guys, we're back here for round number 1 of our blue-red... I don't know what I want to call this deck. Blue-red Godzilla Moon, I guess? This hand is interesting. We have Gemstone Caverns, but we're on the play. I don't think you're supposed to choose to draw with this deck because you only have 2 copies of Gemstone Caverns, but it is unfortunate that because we're on the play, this hand is a little weaker. I'm still going to keep it. We can go Steam Vents on turn 1, Caverns Chalice on turn 2. And we can have Negate, Remand, potentially Sinkhole if we draw another fetch land maybe. But, I mean, I think this hand's okay. Wish we were on the draw. If we were on the draw, I would probably pitch Negate to the Caverns. Yeah, almost certainly. See what we are up against. Could be Prowess. Could be Through the Breach. Alright, even though we have Blood Moon, I still have to get Steam Vents, because I think I want to leave myself the option of casting Sinkhole, and I need a blue source for Cryptic, so... Could have suspended Vision there, but... Alright, they went bottom. If they are playing Breach, Chalice is not quite as good against them. But looks like they're playing Prowess. Yeah, this is a Manamorphose. I mean, Manamorphose Storming Entity is still pretty good against my hand. It's actually quite good, because I don't really have anything that I can do. Best I can do next turn is suspend a Vision. Not the best. Alright. I can hold up a counterspell, or I can suspend Vision. I feel like I'm dying no matter what I do, but... Maybe I'm supposed to hold up counterspell there, because the way I win this game is they, like, maybe have a 2-mana spell that I get to remand. Yeah, that would have been really good. I don't know. Might be more likely I win this game if I can cash in my remand this turn, but now I'm pretty much just dead. So I'm taking 6. Alright, next game. Let's see. Anger of the Gods, Abrade, Mystical Dispute, Aether Gust, Shadow of Doubt is not good, Negate is not good, I think Blood Moon is not where we want to be. They don't play Basic Island, but at the same time they have Manamorphose to fix blue mana through a Blood Moon, so I don't really think that's where you want to be. And what's my last cut? Behold the Multiverse, maybe? Kind of don't think I have time for that in this matchup. Pretty sure I want all the copies of Godzilla. Just because I want to try and... You gotta kind of end the game, you know. Can't give them infinite time. Let's try this. Alright, play first. Anger, Dispute. Okay. I think this hand's okay. We get to go Flooded Strand for Steam Vents on turn 1, Sulphur Falls, hold up Dispute, and cycle on turn 2. If we don't get to cash in our Dispute, then we can just cycle Godzilla, maybe Anger on turn 3. Yeah, Soul Scar Mage. Now I could just kill the Soul Scar Mage. I actually think with Anger of the Gods, I feel like I would rather hold up Dispute here, / cycle. Alright, we'll take 1. Maybe they have another Soul Scar Mage, plus like hold up a 1-mana counterspell. That's what it looks like. which is a little unfortunate because we might not be able to go for anger here, because if they have Spell Pierce, it's pretty bad for us. So we might want to wait a turn on the anger so we can anger and have Dispute back up. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to wait a turn. I think it's pretty obvious they have Spell Pierce here, and I'd rather just wait one turn so I can have Dispute up. Things get kind of awkward if they just hold up all of their mana. Okay, that's fine. Take 3. We can anger this board away. Untap. Anger of the Gods. Pass turn. Well, that worked out well. Now we can dispute if they have follow-up like Manamorphose into Stormwing or follow-up Sprite Dragon. Lava Dart me. Kind of feels like a Stormwing entity. So now I can get Basic Island. Maybe I should have played Flooded Strand, because this can get Basic Mountain, whereas Scalding Tarn can, or Flooded Strand cannot get Basic Mountain. Alright, Dispute. Then we have Snap Dispute and Fire Prophecy up. So now we just need to find a win condition. Find some Yidaros. Speak of the Devil. Or I guess the Godzilla in this case. They're on 3 cards. We're at 13. I don't hate our spot. Is there any world where I just hold this and hardcast it? Potentially. I'm going to Snap Dispute this, I think. Even if they have Spell Pierce, I can pay for it. If they have Dispel, they get me, but if they have Dispel, then I can Fire Prophecy the Sprite Dragon. Alright, no Dispel. They're at 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're only 1 land away from hardcasting this. I think I might actually not cycle it for a turn. Because if I draw a land, then I'm definitely not going to cycle it. I drew Ancestral Vision, which is not great on turn 6, as you could probably imagine. Alright, attack for 2, hold up Prophecy. Depending on what they do, I might... It's tough. I might just hang on to it. See what they do. Manamorphose. This feels like a Stormwing entity. Sacrificing Fiery Islet. Okay. Let's see if they find a creature. They did not. I kind of want to hang out to this for one more turn. I think I'm going to. Okay. It's not the worst draw in the world. It's not the best, but... Opt is fine. They put a card on top. I wonder if this is the Storming entity. Manamorphose. I'll let that go. I could gust it, but let me just draw it again next turn. Maybe I'm supposed to gust that. I can gust this. Or I can Fire Prophecy it. Honestly, if Fire Prophecy resolves, I might just ship the gust to try and find a land. I know they have a Lava Dart in their graveyard. So if they have another spell, they can potentially protect the Swift Spear, but I'm kind of okay with them using all of their spells now to save it from Prophecy, because then I can just gust it. Lightning Bolt targeting me, which I will let resolve. And they're going to Lava Dirt. I assume the Snapcaster Mage, though. They're targeting me. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Now that a land is lethal, I think I'm just going to keep the Godzilla again. Yeah. Just because any land is lethal right now. That's not a land, but it's also not the worst draw in the world. Should I attack? The problem with attacking is if they put the Swift Spear on top. Yeah, they did. So they play Swift Spear. If I lead on Fire Prophecy and they have, let's say, Mutagenic Growth plus Lava Dart, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 exactly lethal. Alright, I think I'm just going to pass. Also, what I can do is if they attack with Swift Spear, I can block with Snapcaster Mage, and if they cast a spell to pump the Swift Spear, then I can Fire Prophecy it. They're abrading the Snapcaster Mage. Alright, well now I'm just going to kill this. And they're at 8, so I'm still not going to cycle this. Again, just land is lethal. Any land. I mean, they're hellbent, so we're not in the worst spot. Okay. Your move. Vision is next turn. I mean, it's... I can't imagine a world where we don't find a land off of 4 cards. So, should be good next turn with Fire Prophecy this turn. It's going to be pretty hard for them to cobble together a victory. Because we're at 8, so we're not even in danger of getting burned out. Okay. They're still on no cards, so any creature they draw I could just kill with Fire Prophecy. I guess they could draw Vapor Snag. I don't know if they kept in Vapor Snag, but... Because we didn't show them Godzilla game 1, so they don't necessarily know we're playing Godzilla. Oh, okay. Remember that whole thing I said about drawing a land? I'm not going to suspend the visioning so I can Cryptic and Remand. Because I just want to keep cycling to try and find any land. Please. Any land will do. I just cast the Cryptic command. Just bounce draw a land. I really just want to find a land. I'm going to. Probably shouldn't do this, but... There we go. It's even the caverns. The cherry on top. Alright. Did you think we would be winning the game by hard casting Godzilla this game? Let me know in the comments section below. Alright, after I think it was about 4 minutes while Godzilla was on the stack, our opponent has returned. I think they were AFK for a second. I thought for a second they were just timing out because I resolved hard cast Godzilla. That was interesting. Okay. Game 3. Don't think I want to change anything, so let's go. Hopefully our opening hand has Gemstone Caverns and Chalice of the Void, because that, I think, is your best possible start against Prowess. But, I mean, post-board, our deck has a lot of removal. We get to cut a lot of the nonsense, like Blood Moons, Negate. We just bring in Anger, Abrade, just solid removal spells. Aether Gust, really good card against them. So, I don't know. I don't think the matchup is horrific, but not playing with Lightning Bolt because we're playing Chalice of the Void makes things a little bit more difficult. See, like this hand, for example. This hand is good, and I think it's a keep, but imagine if Fire Prophecy was Lightning Bolt, because now we can't interact on turn 1. But I don't think I'm supposed to mulligan this hand. That being said. Okay. Pass. And the worst part about all of it is they know we're not playing Lightning Bolt because we showed them Chalice. So it's not like they ever have to play around Lightning Bolt. Alright, well, we're going to try and kill that. Hopefully they don't have Mutagenic Growth. We're in pretty awful shape if they have mutagenic growth for this, but not much we can do about that. That's actually not a bad draw. I think I'm going to put this Cryptic Command back because we're so far away from it. And then just hope that we find land 3. If they maybe play a 1-drop here and we find land 3, we can Explosives away the 1-drops. But we really, really need to find a land here. Very, very badly. 2 mana, another Manamorphose. This could be another Stormwing, which would also not be great. It'd actually be quite bad, especially if they hold up mana, because then if we go to Fire Prophecy the Stormwing, then they could just have any spell to protect it, but it looks like they don't have Stormwing. Or if they do, they're going to have to tap out for it. Okay. So attack me. Okay. So 14, and they have a 5/6. So go to 9. If they have mutagenic, they can put me to 6. They didn't have mutagenic growth last turn. But I'm wondering, if I cast Fire Prophecy, what am I putting back? It's also possible I just want to hold up my counter magic, and then if they don't do anything, gust the Swift Spear. Tough spot. Also, then we have to ask ourselves, if I cast Fire Prophecy, what am I putting back, if anything? Probably Mana Leak in that scenario. And if I cast Fire Prophecy, I would want to main phase it in case I find Ancestral Vision, so I can suspend that. I think I'm just going to Fire Prophecy. Sucks if they have a counter spell, like a Spell Pierce or a Dispel. But at least if I... Like, imagine a scenario where I just held up my mana, and I go to Gust the Swift Spear in combat. If they just have the counterspell, they can still do that, and I take an extra damage, because they get the Prowess trigger on their turn. So, I think this play made sense to me. Well, now Stormwing is a disaster, because we can't actually kill it right now. Unless we find a... Oh, no, we have Sinkhole, I guess. Yeah, we have 3 cards. So we could Sinkhole. Alright, that's not a Stormwing. Okay. Pass. I mean, this isn't the worst spot. It's just the issue. I think the big issue with this matchup is we just don't have a reasonable clock, and they can eventually just burn us out. And that's kind of my main concern in this game. I'm not going to fire off a Snapcaster. Okay. Keep passing with our mana up. Hopefully they give me a target for these counter spells. I really want to cycle this Remand. Just any magic card I would cycle Remand on. Even a 1-mana, even a 1-drop I think I would. Definitely remanding that. That is a good exchange. Now, do we want to play Snapcaster Mage? I don't think so. It's just so likely to die anyways. Click is not bad, but they probably have Lava Dart. Plus, they're going to lead on Iteration, where I think I have to remand the Iteration anyways, so I probably can't cast Click this turn. I guess now I get Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster Remain is actually decent because it uses all my mana, so then if I find a land, I can go Click plus Remand next turn. And it does put a body into play, so I guess I'll do that. And even if they have a land, they can't really replay it for value this turn, because they don't get to play anything off of the Iteration, so they'd just be cycling it at that point, which I'm totally fine with. If they want to cycle this Iteration for no value. Okay, Sprite Dragon is less good for me. And they're mutagenicing now. Put me to 5. That's dicey. I'm gonna lead on Fire Prophecy. Put back Mana Leak because they have 1,000,000 lands. That's not very good. Now I have to hold up Gust. I feel like I am not winning this game. I mean, there are 13, so maybe I can cobble something together with Click and Snapcaster. I wonder if I should remand this. I think I should. I could Gust it, but I think remanding this is better because then if they go, let's say, iteration 1-drop, I can then Gust the 1-drop the turn after. Okay, that's fine. Drawing a land is not bad because now I can click plus Gust. They go to 11, and then we have 5 power in play, which is pretty close to a 2-turn clock. And they exiled Soulscar Mage. Okay. And they're on 3 cards. So I get explosives for 1. Pop explosives, attack with Snapcaster Mage, hold up Gust. And then next turn I can hold up Click. Or I could I can't Sinkhole, Click, and Gust. I could do that next turn. Let's do that. So let's go explosives, pop this so they can't trade. Not that they would trade anyways, but I'm going to pop it anyways. Maybe I should have waited to see if they have a Swift Spear, because they're not going to block anyways. Alright, I'm going to Gust that. They're probably going to top it. And they definitely don't have a haste creature here because they would have led on the haste creature. They put it on top. Manamorphose into the... Yeah, that's kind of annoying. That's their 4th Manamorphose. But that is a little annoying. Because it just kind of negates the Gust. Because even though they topped it, you know, they just drew it immediately. And they're not down a card or mana because of the Manamorphose. And they also found Swift Spear. So now we go to 4. This is not great. So I think we just go explosives for 1. Attack for 2, pass. This game's going to be tight. I'm pretty sure we're just going to lose because they have 4 cards and we're dead to just a flurry of burn spells, but... Alright, Opt is fine. Let's see what they do with the Opts. Put a card on top. That's not good. Abrade the explosives. Okay. That's kind of weird. I don't really understand that play. They have another Swift Spear, I guess? Okay. Well, we have Sinkhole for that. It sucks that we don't get to play the Click this turn, but... This has been a wild game. I'm sure there was a couple decisions that I could have made differently. I'm going to leave up 2 mana to play around Spell Pierce, but I also want to leave good spells for Snapcaster Mage, so... Yeah, that makes sense. If they have mutagenic growth, growth by itself doesn't save it, so they need growth plus something else, which they don't have. We're at 4, they have 2 cards. They do have a redraw with the Fiery Islet. Okay. That is not a bad one. Actually might cut off a good portion of their routes here. They may bolt me in response. Lava Dart me in response. So I go to 2. Okay. I don't think there's any point in leaving back the Snapcaster Mage, because the only cards they can cast right now are Sprite Dragon, Manamorphose, and... Sprite Dragon, Manamorphose, Iteration, Stormwing. They've already gone through all of their Manamorphoses. They've gone through a Sprite Dragon. I don't really think there's anything they can have here. We're going to find out. It'd be crazy if I won this game. They had Mystical Dispute. Did not play around that. I could have main phased the click. I forgot about Dispute. Okay. That actually should cut off most of their outs. Because, again, they can only cast 2 mana spells right now. They could, like, end step Abrade the Chalice. If they do that, I'll just instantly counter the Abrade. Red, blue. No. Did we get him? Wow, what a crazy, crazy game. Yeah, that was, again, I think there were some decision points in that game. I could have maybe played the click earlier, been a little bit more aggressive, but overall, I think that I like the way I played that game, and that was an awesome game. So I hope you all enjoyed it as well. I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 2. All right, guys, back here, round number 2 on the draw. Izzet Godzilla Moon. This hand is, maybe we have 1 land vision, but I don't really think we can keep this on the draw. Okay. This hand is interesting. So I can put back a vision, Cavern Pitch a vision, and then turn 1 suspend vision. Okay. Sure. I'm down. I don't know if this is a good line, but it's kind of a weird line. Wait, what? So they kept 7 cards and didn't play a land. I don't know why I played Island there. That was really dumb. Utopia Sprawl naming white. Okay. Let's... kind of want to wait on the explosives in case they have Arborel for more sprawls. Interesting. The issue is Blood Moon doesn't really do anything here. They have basic force, which means if I explosives, I cut them off white. Alright, I'm just going to do this. Also, the other thing is, I don't necessarily want to play Blood Moon yet because I don't have access to double blue right now. Well, punished. Although, to be fair, if I had played Blood Moon, they still would have had white mana off of the Sprawl, so... It's not a guarantee that that would have changed much. They got basic planes. Oh. I was not expecting this. I was expecting Heliod. It's actually not bad, because now we can just get basic island. Pass turn. Not that the Blood Moon is probably doing much this game, but because they already have 2 basics. But you never know. Not really sure what they're playing. Forest Plains Wall. Okay. Named Black. Is this possibly Niv? I guess I'll put the second moon into play in case they somehow kill the first one, because they named black, so they might have a trophy. Did they choose the wrong color off of this? Maybe they were trying to choose blue and play Omnath here? Huh. Maybe. Because they tapped 4 mana very quickly. I think they tried to cast Omnath, but maybe they chose the wrong color with this. Okay. Well, I think we're resolving a vision here. Just debating on holding a land here. I'll just play it. I guess I could just cycle Shadow of Doubt now. I can't really ever get them with Shadow because we have Blood Moon in play. So it's not like we can ever prevent them from fetching because they just can't fetch anyways. I'll draw a card in response. That was a reason to main phase draw a card. Let's cycle this. Trying to find a counterspell, Mana Leak. Because I kind of don't want this to resolve. I got really punished for not main phase cycling the Shadow of Doubt. Alright, resolves. Cryptic Command would be a hell of a draw step. I'm actually going to cycle the Prophecy now. Because, again, I really just want to find Cryptic Command now. How about another Blood Moon? Is there any reason to play Chalice here? They have green, blue. They have all 5 colors. Well, so what I can do is I can hold up Sinkhole for Omnath. So they're going to cast Omnath, trigger on the stack, I can Sinkhole it. I'm just trying to figure out if I want a Chalice, and if I do want a Chalice, what number. Honestly, it might just be 2 for Ren and 6. Because they have Ren and 6 plus Triome. But if I shut off 2, I shut off a lot of my cards. Alright. Just trying to think if there's any reason to even play it. I'll just pass. I don't really think there is. I got really punished for not cycling the Shadow of Doubt main phase. Okay, maybe not Omnath. Whoa. Okay. Never mind. That's not an Omnath at all. That's a Zur the Enchanter. Okay. I will attempt to kill Zur. I guess I'll, like, play around Mana Leak. Probably should play around Mana Leak. Oh, what am I saying? They can't cast Mana Leak. Duh. Alright, go. Guess I could have played Chalice for... I don't even know what I want a Chalice for against Zur the Enchanter. Okay. They resolved the Zur. I don't know what that means, but it's probably not good for me. This puts it right into play, so Chalice doesn't even stop it. Okay, go. Let's see what they get. It's probably not good for me, whatever it is. Could literally be anything. Could literally be anything. Let's see. Detention Sphere. Alright, well, I have a 3rd Blood Moon at least. I feel like we're probably not winning this game, though. I gotta tell you, when I saw Forest Utopia Sprawl naming white, the last thing I would have expected was this card. I think this is the first time I've ever seen this card cast in Modern. Eldritch Evolution. Okay. This deck is wild. Wow. I'm just kind of mind blown at what's going on over here. we have no chance of winning this game. I'm actually just... Yeah, I'm just going to save some time. This is over. It's kind of nonsense. Okay. Our opponent shuffles their library a lot. We could bring in Ashiok. Aether Gust is good against everything that isn't Zur the Enchanter. Commandeer is an interesting one. Dispute, counter Zur and Omnath. Fire Prophecy does not seem like a card I want. Nor does Chalice of the Void, actually. I guess we're on the play, so Chalice could be potentially good against Utopia Sprawl, but other than that, there's not much. Not much that we saw, at least. Negate's good against Eldritch Evolution, but I don't know that I want 2 copies, because it feels like their deck is pretty creature-heavy. I actually don't even know if I want the first copy. I think I am going to bring in Ashiok, because they seem like they search their library a lot. And I guess on the play, I'll just keep in Chalice. Fire Prophecy being a removal spell of choice against Zur is a 1/4, and Omnath, which is a 4/4, is not the best. This hand... This hand is interesting, to say the least. Could turn 2 Chalice, turn 3 Cycle. Nah, this hand's too bad, I think. Okay, okay. I think we can work with this. I think I'm putting back Engineered Explosives with the intention of holding up Shadow of Doubt plus Godzilla on turn 2, depending on what our opponent does. Oh, we're gonna get him? Uh-oh. This is why you always play 1 Shadow of Doubt. Because we are going to get him. We showed them the Shadow of Doubt last game. They knew this was a possibility. Man, that feels good. 2 mana, Stone Rain, draw card. Gilded Goose. I wish I had those Fire Prophecies. Do I Ashiok or do I explode the Goose? I think I'm just going to Ashiok and not tick up. Or tick down. Shuts up all of their fetch lands. And then we can just kill the Goose next turn. Don't have a fetch land, which is awkward. Using the Goose for mana. No, maybe not. Green X. Courser of Krufix. It's also not great. And they have another non-fetch land on top. We can also... I guess what we could do is mill the fetch land with Ashiok. I think we should draw a card with Godzilla first. Blood Moon, huh? This is not great. I mean, I don't think I want them drawing the Stomping Ground. I think I have to just try and mana screw them with Ashiok. And then potentially hope that I can find a land next turn to maybe bounce the Courser. Alright, they're drawing a blank now, which is good. Another blank. I could have played the Explosives there. And then, I mean, if I don't draw a land, I'm playing Blood Moon either way, so... I don't know if it matters too much. Attacking Ashiok for 2, that's fine. Blue-black. Jeez. They went deep. Let's just say that. They definitely went deep. took Blood Moon and not Cryptic Command. Interesting when they have basic Forest and Goose in play. Because now, I was gonna say, now if I draw a land, I can bounce the Courser, and then they can't replay the Courser because they can't fetch. But I did not draw a land, which is really awkward. Could play Explosives on 2, sack next turn to get back the Brain Maggot, or get back the Blood Moon, but again, they just have a basic, and then they also have birds on top, so Blood Moon's not even that good here. I'm really surprised they took Blood Moon. Huh. Okay. Cycle this. Alright. We're gonna move on to the next one. Didn't draw any lands there. Yeah, unfortunate. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 3. Alrighty, let's see if we can get back on track. We are back here for round number 3. We are on the draw, and this hand seems fine to me. Turn 1 Vision, turn 2 Prophecy, potentially turn 3 Blood Moon. It's about all we can ask for, so. Let's see what we're up against. Not Prowess. Dredge. Uh-oh. The one matchup I did not want to play against. Because I'm pretty sure this matchup is close to unwinnable game 1. And then game 2, we have to pray that we draw our sideboard cards. We have 6 pretty good sideboard cards, but we're never winning unless we find them. This deck also doesn't play Force of Negation, which I'm kind of surprised. I guess the blue card count is not high enough, but Force of Negation would definitely help in a matchup like this. But on top, there's just too many things going wrong for us, at least in game 1. Like, our clock is too slow, we don't have Force of Negation. Those are really the only 2 things that really matter in this matchup, so I can't imagine we're going to win. We're going to try... Oh, they didn't have a Dredger. Okay. Well, maybe they just don't have a functional draw? They have Ox, which is awkward. Chalice on 1 does not do anything. I mean, it shuts off Shriekhorn, but they already have a Shriekhorn in play and enough cards in their graveyard. So, I'm just going to pass. Hold up Fire Prophecy. Kind of just hope they brick on this Ox. Because again, they don't have Dredgers in their hand. Well, that's not true. They could have drawn them off of the Cathartic, so they could have a Dredger in their hand. They didn't have it last turn when they cast the initial Cathartic, but they drew 3 cards off of the Cathartic plus their draw step, so they definitely could have a Dredger in their hand for the Ox. I hope they don't, but sure. Remember when I didn't play Chalice of the Void? That's funny. I don't necessarily know if getting to counter 1 Shriekhorn would have made all that much of a difference, but they're choosing to cast Discovery instead of Ox, which is interesting. I guess it's better versus counter magic. So they have Monarch Amoeba 2 Amalgams. Blood Moon is also just not really a card against them. Okay. Wait, why didn't this Amalgam come back? I'm confused. What am I missing? Oh, because they let the Narcomoeba trigger resolve before Shriekhorning. Okay, I got it. Trying to think if I want to Fire Prophecy here. I mean, I'd like to just shuffle away some of these, like just bottom one of the bad cards. I kind of have to get a blue-red land here because of Cryptic Command. I know that they just get back the Amalgam, but just gotta cycle to try and find something meaningful. But I just don't even think we can beat the board, and they still have Ox. Guess we can Mana Leak Ox, but then they're still going to have 7 power in play. Alright, let's just go to the next one. Rough game 1, but we do have a lot of good sideboard cards. Hopefully we draw them. Ashiok, Anger, Ravenous Trap. Excuse me. Fire Prophecy and Chalice are both pretty bad. As is Explosives. Wow, we have a lot of bad cards. Should I bring in Commandeer? Gain control of target non-creature spell. You may choose new targets for it. It's actually pretty good against their draw 3s. I mean, it's got to be good, right? Negate, Gust is both good. I have to keep in 3 of these cards. I mean, Chalice just doesn't do anything. Chalice on 2 is not bad, but the problem is Chalice on 2 is so slow. And by the time that you can play Chalice on 2, they've likely already cast 2 or 3 copies of Cathartic / Thrilling Discovery anyways. Blood Moon is not good. The one thing that Blood Moon does is it shuts off Life from the Loam because they don't play basic Forest. So I think Blood Moon has at least some relevant game text. Enough for me that I think I'll just have it then over the other dead cards. Well, the Sand has Graveyard Hate. However, we don't have enough lands, so can't keep. The Sand does not have Graveyard Hate, but it does have requisite lands. This hand is extremely bad. I'm just going to go to 5. I really don't think we can win without drawing Graveyard Hate, so... Well, I think we have to settle for this. Just put back both Godzillas. I mean, all things considered, if we get to Commandeer a 2-mana draw spell, maybe we can do some stuff, but... Not holding out hope. Our opponent has gone to 6. Yeah, we're just gonna put back the Godzillas. Keep. Go Island on turn 1. They went to 5. It's good at least. Good for us. Gemstone Caverns. Okie dokie. They pitch Bloodstained Mire. Alright, we may have to Commandeer on turn 1. I really hope it's Thrilling Discovery and not Cathartic, because Cathartic puts the cards in the graveyard, which means they can start going with Dredge. So hopefully it's Thrilling Discovery. It's Life from the Loam. That doesn't do anything, because if I Commandeer that, it just goes to their graveyard anyways, so... Would have loved to force a negation that. So they're going to Dredge Loam and cast Loam again. I mean, I wouldn't mind gusting it, but I think I'd rather get this Vision going, because that's how I'm going to win this game. Especially if they're on a slow Dredge hand. We might have time for Vision this game. By slow Dredge, I mean that they didn't have the busted 2-mana draw spell on turn 2, or turn 1, I guess, in this case. So they're going to be a little bit slower, just kind of casting Loam every turn and things of that nature. And that is a game where Vision is actually somewhat reasonable, because you actually have time. Normally they don't give you that much time. They did pay 2 here. Wonder why. Okay. Why did they shock? Not sure. Shriekhorn, maybe? Conflagrate? Sure. Just want to get it into their graveyard so they can flash it back next turn. That is the last card that I wanted to draw, but here we are. I guess we now get to pitch the Commandeer and the Snapcaster and keep the Gust, which is not bad. Because I'd rather keep Gust than basically anything else. Creeping Chill, Ox. Okay. Amalgam too, that's annoying. Basically, this game is going to come down to whether or not we find a Graveyard Hate spell before they get to put a bunch of power into play. That's kind of what this game is going to come down to. Fetching Mountain. If they Conflagrate, I guess I'll probably just take 4, right? They discarded Amalgam, Land, Imp. Yeah, we'll just take 4. I'd rather Commandeer something else. But I guess at this point, what else am I commandeering? Because they have 0 cards, and they're going to be dredging the rest of the game. So they're never going to draw a draw spell. So maybe the only thing that I'm getting out of my Commandeer is that 4 damage. Maybe the second Conflagrate, which could be bigger. But okay, pass. This thing's on 2. That's what we needed to dodge. So now they have 7 power. And, I mean, we are going to get to resolve Vision at 6 life, but I don't know that it's going to be good enough. And also, gusting the Ox is not even that good because they just put it on top. Dredge again. And I think they're going to have enough cards to get the Ox next turn. 13. This is 8, right? So it's 12. 4. Mill. No, I think they're going to be a card short. Because this is Dredge 4. They're going to have 4 cards in their graveyard when they put this on top. And they dredge 4. Yeah. But because it removes itself from the graveyard and then adds 4 more cards, it's only 7 cards. They're going to be, well, actually 2 cards short in that case. So now we need to find Anger. A red source and an Anger, that is. Okay. Snap Gust. Should I snap to Chump Block and Amalgam? Puts me at 9. No, I don't think so. Okay, maybe that's a different story. How many chills do they have left? 2, right? Yeesh. So if I don't Chump Block, I'm dead to 1 chill. I think what I have to do is Snapcaster, Chump Block, and hope they boarded out a chill. Because I'm going to go to 6. And if they boarded out 1 chill, and I find Anger, I mean, a lot of things have to go right for me, but... Alright, it all starts with Anger. Alright, okay. Step 1 achieved. Now what the hell is step 2? We're going to figure it out. I don't know. Now, Remand's not bad. What did they do with the Ox, by the way? I assume they put it on top, right? I didn't even look. Oh, they bottomed it. Wow. Surprised. If they cast Loam, I'm just going to remand it, because I really just want to cycle through this garbage. That's why. But again, we're just going to lose if they have the 4th chill in their deck. We can't actually beat it. It's actually good for me that they're doing this. Yeah, it's fine, because now I get to Ashiok away the loam. So they have no dredgers left. They're on 32 cards. I guess I have to hope that I mill the last chill with Ashiok. That's my way out of this. They should have fetched a response. I don't know that it matters that much, but... Alright, so they have 1 chill left. We've milled 1 Conflagrate, so sometimes they play 2 Conflagrates, but... we're at 3, so they would need 7 mana to kill us with Conflagrate. Yeah, they should have fetched a response. I don't know that it's going to matter, because they still have enough mana to hardcast chill, because this gives them black mana. Okay. I'm going to play Stinkweed Imp. Sure. So now I can Sinkhole the Stinkweed Imp and then exile the graveyard with Ashiok. So let's do that, right? Let's actually cycle Godzilla first. Just to give us more information. I wanted to find a blue card. 3, 4, 5, 6. I wanted to find a blue card in case they naturally draw the chill, and then I can commandeer the chill. Because once this 4th chill is out of the way, either if they mill it with Ashiok or if they naturally draw it and we can commandeer it, I think that's the only thing we're worried about. I think we're beating just about everything else except the last chill. And that's, again, assuming they kept it in. Sometimes they board out 1 chill, but now they get 5 looks at it, so actually 7 looks. Okay, we dodged so far. This is a real sweat. Dodged again. Okay. We know about Stinkweed Imp. I don't think we know their last card. We know they have a Stinkweed Imp, which is fine. They can have a 1-2. I'm at 3. I can take 3 hits from this. Okay, still no chill. I really hope they boarded it out. Is there any reason to cast Blood Moon here? Well, actually, I can just protect my Ashiok, right? I can just bounce this and draw a card. We'll see who they attack. I guess you know what I could have done? I wonder if I should have taken this line. I could have bounced the Shriekhorn, drawn a card, and then commandeered it on the way back down to give them less looks at Creeping Chill. That may have actually been the line I should have taken. Because, again, flip over Creeping Chill is the only way I'm losing this game. So that might have been correct. They attack me or Ashiok? Attack Ashiok. Given that I have 2 other blue cards anyways, I'm just going to bounce draw. Okay. This is a tight game. This is a very, very tight game. Alright, they have an imp. Ashiok you. Yes, that's the chill that we were worried about. They have no chills, no amoebas. Okay. And they have 3 cards left. We should be fine now. Actually... yeah, because they have to take a turn off of attacking Ashiok, because if they don't, they just die. And they have to attack Ashiok, so they draw a card for their turn, 2 cards in library. Kill Ashiok, because it's a requirement. Then they draw another card, go down to 1 card, attack me to 2, and then they deck. So, I think we are good. I guess... I guess I play Blood Moon to turn off, like, I don't know, hardcast, bloodcast shenanigans. I get to hold up negate either way, so. Red mana, cycle cave. Okay. They could have done that anyways. That actually gives them one less draw step. I mean, I don't think they have outs. I guess they, in theory, they think they could have an out if they have another Conflagrate. But we have that covered with Negate and Commandeer. Because they only have one Conflagrate milled. Sometimes they play two. So, I guess that's their out. But we have that covered, so. They're attacking me. Okay. Oh, so it has to be Conflagrate. Because they go Conflagrate for 0, 2 cards in hand. Red, red, discard 2, Conflagrate for 2. That's they probably have Conflagrate then. And that's why they did this. That's their only shot. Because obviously if they have nothing, they're just dead to the Ashiok. So, if they have nothing, they had to attack the Ashiok there. So they definitely have Conflagrate. Or not? Oh, they're just doing it for X equals 2 from hand. Isn't that just worse than doing it for 0 and then flashing it back? I guess it's the same thing, but... Could have negated it, but this is flashier. Alright. Untap. Ashiok you. What a wild game. Alright, game 3 on the draw against Dredge. Nothing changes, because all these cards are pretty bad, so... Let's go. I guess I could bring a Niv Mizzet just because it kills quickly. I say kills quickly, and I'm talking about a 6-mana card. I mean, yeah, there's just no way. Oh, man. That's the problem with this matchup, is we just don't... I mean, our win condition is literally Ashiok. That's how we win the game quickly. Games with this deck take a while. Except for that last match we played against Zur. Zur the Enchanter, by the way. Alright. Let's go, opponent. Let's go. There we go. Alright, we have Ravenous Trap, Ancestral. Ooh. I'm in. We have a turn 1 Ancestral, we have a 2-mana counterspell, we have a Ravenous Trap. I don't really think it gets much better than this. So, I'm in. Opponent has gone to 5 cards. Okay. Good to know. Shriekhorn in the building. Another Godzilla is not exactly what I'm looking for. Alright, Cathartic, Blood Crypt, no Dredger. I have to imagine this Ravenous Trap is going to be quite painful. I'm gonna let them have a chill. Because I want them to cast a 2-mana draw spell here and go absolutely berserk and then trap them. So. Yep. They are casting a 2-mana draw spell. Which we will let resolve. Conflagrate. Sure, that's fine. So they're probably planning on discarding a bunch of stuff to conflagrate next turn, and then we can just trap them then. Alright, pass. I'm not gonna foretell Behold because I still want to hold up Remand. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna counter just, you know, a deal 3 because they only have 3 cards. So I think I'd probably just take 3 and trap them. So I guess at that point, what am I holding up Remand for? Ox potentially. But if they mill over Ox draw step, then I can just trap them before they even have to put the Ox in the stack, so. They're casting Loam. I mean, I'll just let Loam resolve. Maybe I should Remand it. Remanding gets decent tempo. I wonder if I want to Remand it and then trap them. Let's say we draw. Oh, okay. Well, now that I have a second trap, I don't mind using the first one. I don't think I would have done that if I didn't draw a second trap, but... Alright, we don't need to... don't want to foretell. Nah, I'd rather just cycle. Because I can just get to a point next turn if I draw and land them the next 2 draw steps where I can just hold up Behold and snap Remand. So. Not really sure what happened there. It was kind of weird. My monitor's been having some issues. I'm going to look into that. Looming for 0, that's fine. Let's cycle the Godzilla. Oops. Commandeer. Alright. I feel like we should have this one locked up. I don't know. I don't know what they could do. But we even have another trap, and we can actually start attacking them with something. It's not the biggest clock, but... we'll eventually find an Ashiok. And again, given that we have the trap in hand, we're just covered against so many things right now. They're also down 3 amalgams, so it's not like they can even really pressure us that much. Yeah, sure. I'll probably just cast Behold this turn, honestly. Yeah, let's do that. Bottom this. I will keep Gust, though. Gust is pretty good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess I shouldn't have cast Behold there, because now I have to discard. I'll pay 2 life so I can have Negate up. I think it's worth it. Alright. He didn't fetch again. I think that was a mistake. Let's discard... I don't even know. I guess I'll just discard Godzilla. I guess I could have discarded a land there, but I don't know. I could eventually hardcast Commandeer. I don't know. It probably just doesn't matter at this point. Stinkweed Imp. I will mana leak it. And then I can just Ashiok them. That's why I'm leaking this. I feel like we're in garbage time, though. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of just how the post-war games play out. This is your win condition. Like, you're never attacking them with Godzilla. It's just draw Ashiok and just activate it a couple times. But, I don't know. I mean, game 1, we got absolutely slaughtered, but we do have a lot of sideboard cards, and we drew them. So, you know. Kind of wish my opponent was playing at a decent pace, but because they are 10 minutes behind. just gonna take some game actions. Go. Game actions. If only I had black mana so I could snap these. Snap trap. Snap trap. I rhymed. I didn't mean to, but I rhymed. I don't even know why I'm leaking this. I'm really just doing it to get the full Monty, if you will. I just never want them to do another thing for the rest of the game, that's all. Am I a bad person? Probably, but we've been in garbage time for quite some time. Could even snap Behold here. Oh, what happened? My headphones dying? Oh, they finished charging. Hold on. There we go. Golgari Thug. I'll just Behold. Garbage time. Garbage time. We love garbage time. Now we're casting Godzilla. Well, it's actually just lethal, so. All right, now I will eat my own words. I think I might have said I will never hardcast Godzilla in this matchup, but I'm gonna eat my own words. All right, we have returned, and our opponent has officially run out of time, but we were gonna attack them for lethal that turn anyways. So, what's our record now? These matches have taken forever. 2-1, not bad. So 2-1 in the league, and I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 4. Alrighty, guys, we are back here for round number 4 of our league with Blue-Red Godzilla. Turn 2 Chalice, turn 3 Blood Moon on the play. Seems good enough to me. Let's hope the Chalice is good in this matchup. Okay. Turn 2 Chalice on the play is decent against a good percentage of decks, I would say. Polluted Delta, might not be the best against Esper, but Statement opt-in response. Yeah, this looks like Esper control. Fire Prophecy is probably a dead draw. If Blood Moon resolves, their mana base is not the best. I don't think it's gonna resolve, but I also don't have any reason to wait, so might as well just go for it. I have to imagine this is going to get mana leaked. No, didn't. I like that. I like that. More mountains. Suspend this. What do I want to play the other Chalice on? Considering holding it to play it on 2. Yeah, I'm just going to hold it. There's a chance I, like, Fire Prophecy my own creature to cycle the Chalice. Just because both of those cards are kind of dead. Like, they can't remove the first Chalice anyways, so. Alright, pass. I might just run out of Snapcaster Mage just to try and get this game over with. There's not a ton of reason to wait, so. It's not a bad one. I think I'll save the other Snapcaster Mage, because I am going to resolve a Vision, or I'm going to cast a Vision at some point, and I might hit my land drops. But again, their deck doesn't play that many basic lands, so they might just be locked out anyways. They're pretty close to it. I have to imagine they have Force of Negation. No, they're just F6'd. Okay. Attack, discard, Chalice, Fire Prophecy, I guess. Just pass. Yeah, we're just in garbage time. What you got? Alright, now you can have all those. They're off it. Game 1, easy. Alright, Niv, I think I like Commandeer, definitely Dispute, definitely Negate. I don't want any Prophecies. And I think that's it for cards I'm cutting. I guess if I want to bring in both Commandeers, I have to cut something else. Oh, EE is pretty bad against them, isn't it? Yeah. So I could do this and maybe one Ashiok. I mean, Ashiok's not great, but I think all these other cards are worse. So let's do that. Maybe this matchup is actually just favorable because of Blood Moon. Opponent kept 7. It's a 1-land vision hand, but this hand's so close because we have the vision in the Chalice curve again. I'll ship it. Okay, this is not terrible. How do I want to play this? I think what I want to do is put Commandeer back, and then I'm going to Cavern pitch Chalice. Play turn 1 Chalice, turn 2 Suspend Vision. I think that's how I want to do it. I kind of want to keep all my lands just so I can hit land drops. Still gonna play Chalice. I think it's more important to get Chalice into play as soon as possible and just wait one turn on the vision. It's like these games are gonna go long anyways, so I don't mind waiting one turn on this. Okay, nice Thoughtseize. Cycle Godzilla this turn. Maybe they have Teferi, it looks like. Yeah. They're choosing to bounce Chalice now. I feel like they would want to wait a turn on bouncing Chalice, because now I can just replay it. Oh. Or I can do that. That works too. Now, granted, it's not as good because they already have the Teferi in play, so they can tick it up a couple times. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have suspended the other vision. Forgot about this Teferi. Yeah. Maybe that was bad. But I only have one out to Teferi anyways. I forgot that Teferi shut off vision. There's not a lot I could have done about that, though. Well, this is bad. It's a lot worse than I thought it was. Unless they, for some reason, decide to bin the Teferi next turn. I can't imagine they would, but Snapcaster. Yeah, they're just gonna keep plussing Tef. If they minus Tef, I have a shot, but yeah. Alright. Well, we're probably going to lose this game. It's a very fun Reveler. Yeah, let's just go to the next game. Not worth wasting time and energy I mean, there's really nothing else I can do about Teferi in my sideboard. I have all the answers in my deck, which is really just, like, Sinkhole and Repeal. And that's pretty much it. Repeal's not even that good of an answer to it, because you have to tap out on your turn for it, but that's all I got. Alright, this hand's really good. Keep it. No lock pieces, but we have turn 1 Vision. And then we have a Shadow of Doubt / Remand. Yeah, this hand's pretty good. Just YOLO Shadow of Doubt on turn 2. They're probably not going to play around it. Nobody ever plays around the 1 Shadow of Doubt. That's why playing 1 is so good. Because nobody ever plays around it. Got him. Alright. The old turn 2 Stone Rainier land draw card. No big deal. It's a good exchange. How badly do I want to resolve this Blood Moon here? Pretty badly. I could wait a turn. Like, it's kind of awkward because I can't fetch for a basic island this turn because I have 2 islands. Maybe I was supposed to play Sulphur Falls last turn. So that way I could fetch... Yeah, I should have played Sulphur Falls last turn. Because then I could have fetched an island, played the Blood Moon this turn, and then had 3 blue for Cryptic the turn after. But, I mean, once Blood Moon's in play, it probably doesn't matter that much. Yeah, I even have insurance. Insurance against Aether Gusts. Can't imagine them winning from this position. Especially since I'm resolving this. Alright. Go. Alright. That should seal it up. Alright, 3-1 right now. 3-1 with Izzet Moon, Godzillas. I don't know, this matchup seems somewhat decent because their deck is so soft to Blood Moon. But yeah, that's kind of how we won both of those games. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the game, and I'll see you back in just a little bit for the 5th and final round. Alright, here we are for round number 5, the last of the league. On the play with the Chalice again. I mean, on the play with Cavern's Chalice again. I'm still gonna keep this hand. This hand's good. I'm gonna go Steam Vents on turn 1 to fetch Basic Island on turn 2. Obviously, wish this hand is unbelievably so much better on the draw. We get to Cavern's Pitch, the extra Snapcaster Mage. And the other nice thing about being in the draw is our Caverns were tapped for blue, so we could cast Cryptic, but we don't currently have a 3rd blue right now. But I'm still not gonna mulligan a turn 2 Chalice in the play. See what our opponent's up to. Hopefully they're playing a deck where Chalice is good against. Swamp discard spell, that's not good. Well. Yep. Watery Grave. Whatever that means. I don't know. Swamp, Watery Grave, Inquisition. They didn't pay 2 life, so they're not Shadow. Just thinking maybe Grix is Shadow, but they would have paid 2 life if they were, so. Alright, let's go for that. I'm down. Good chance it's not resolving, but high upside. Get royally punished if they have counterspell in the Jace, but oh, nice. I mean, yeah, I have this dead Cryptic command, but they also probably have more dead cards in their hand than I do, so I think I'm okay with that. There's a good chance they have a bunch of Fatal Pushes in their hand, so normally I would run out the Snapcaster Mage here, but I'm going to at least wait till I find a Chalice of the Void. Oh, are they playing Inverter? Oh, that's not good for me. Okay. Did not expect that. Even though they can never activate this, it's still a 4/5. How the hell do I beat a 4/5? Alright, go. I don't think I'm casting Snapcaster yet. I guess my out is Prophecy, Snap Prophecy, or I guess I have a Sinkhole in my deck, so I could draw Sinkhole. Gotta draw it pretty quickly though. What's this? Beseech the Queen. Yeah, so this looks like Converter. Yeah. This is not great. Beseech the Queen for basic island. 5-head. 5-head technology. Okay. This is not going well. Resolve to Blood Moon and our opponent played a 4/5. And even if we draw Prophecy, we can't Prophecy, Snap Prophecy in the same turn because we need 6 mana for that. So we would need to wait an additional turn before we find a land. Or to find a land. So, I mean, at this point, it's really just Sinkhole or Bust. They also might have a counterspell for the Sinkhole. Okay. Sure. Alright, Prophecy's not an out now. Alright, I'll give myself... I got 1 or 2 more draw steps in me. But now it has to be Sinkhole. I guess, or back-to-back Prophecies. Now they can activate Tasigur. Yeah, now we're just super dead. Okay. That was a weird game. I'm gonna treat this like a control matchup. Because, I mean, it's not like many of my cards are good against their combo stuff anyways. Like, my anti-combo hate is mostly just Graveyard Hate and Ashiok, which, like, for Titan, but... Like, this is my combo hate, and none of it's good against them. I mean, Ashiok's not the worst, right? Turns off Beseech. Makes Tasigur somewhat more manageable, in that it's more expensive. I know Prophecy's bad. EE is probably also bad. Yeah, I'll just do the exact same thing I did against Esper. Makes sense to me. Blood Moon is, I think, good against them. I don't play that many basics. This hand I don't think is going to cut it. Oh, boy. Alright, well. This hand's not very good, but I think I have to keep it on 6. Should have kept the 7. Yeah. Behold, Cycler. Maybe I do have time to keep a hand like that in this matchup. Okay. That's not bad. Maybe. Yeah, just gonna hold up counter magic. Yeah, I'm still just gonna jam it. It's not clear that it's even that good. Dispute. I've been disputed. Relic, sure. Yep. Opt on top. Inverter. Choosing not to cast it if they do have it. Alright, your move. This matchup seems really bad. Have a click. Can I afford to fight over these? Ugh. It's just so bad either way. Normally I hate fighting over draw twos in control mirrors, but I just have like basically no resources. I think I have to counter it. I really hate fighting over this, but I think it's normally incorrect, but when you're so low on resources, I think it might be a little bit better. They're relicking themselves, which means they're probably going for inverter here. I guess they need a black source, but man, I might as well cast this. Casting this is good if A, they don't pop it, and B, I draw a card that can't get Inquisition. Like, let's say I draw a Cryptic Command off of this, if they just let it go, and then, you know what I mean. So, there's basically no reason for me not to do it. I wouldn't... Huh. I don't know why they just didn't pop it. It's kind of weird. Well, land 7's probably not going to do it. Oh, we tried. We had a decent run with this deck. I got to tell you, when I looked at the deck list, I didn't expect to get 3 wins with this deck, so I'll take a 3-2. Probably going to be off this game very quickly. Opponent's playing a little bit slow. Well, if they don't have Remand, which I'm sure they do. Ah, okay. So you're saying there's a chance. I thought it was going to be Remand because I couldn't leak the Remand. I mean, we drew a bunch of garbage, but... Sure. I don't think I'm supposed to remand that. They have a decent number of expensive cards in their deck between Inverter, Jace, Tasker. Like, there's a lot of good remand targets. So I'm not aggressively trying to cycle these where I would normally in some other matchups. This deck only has 22 lands, right? I feel like I'm drawing a lot of lands. It doesn't do a ton, but it at least shuts off Shelldock Isle. Which is actually a pretty big... If they remand this, I think I'm going to remand my own Blood Moon. Yeah. And let them not cycle their card. Okay. Is this bait? This might be bait. Because now I cast Blood Moon again, they remand it again. And then I guess I could just remand their remand. Which still puts me in the same spot. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Or if they remand it, I could just let it go and hold up the remand. That's a lot better for me. Much, much better for me. Although now if they have basic Swamp, they can... Actually, even if they just have any land, they can resolve Tassiger. They're on 5 cards. I have 10 mana. How badly do I want to cast this Godzilla? Pretty badly. Alright, whatever. I'm in. Maybe I should be cycling this, but... just resolved. In... Man, I thought I could not possibly win this game, and now I think I actually have a chance. I don't know how many else they have to an 8/8, but... This is Oracle. This thing has trample, right? Yeah, it does. They put a card on top, and they're off it. Okay, well, so much for the 3-2 talk. We're still live for the 4-1. Did not expect to win that game. I drew kind of nonsense. Bunch of bricks, but opponent also drew a bunch of bricks. And I drew... I mean, I guess I resolved Ancestral, but... Game 3, match 5, all the marbles. Are we going to 4-1? I hope so. 4-1ing with this deck is an accomplishment. We're not going to 4-1 with this hand. Okay. What if I put back Cryptic and just go Cavern Pitch a land? I think I like that, actually. Maybe what I'm supposed to do here is just put back the Cavern and keep 3-land Cryptic Negate. Yeah. Why did I do that? This was so much worse. Why didn't I just put back the Caverns? I don't need the mana acceleration. I mean, it's nice to have, but... I think I maybe messed that up. It's close, I think. The second Cryptic is kind of whatever. I'm just slamming this. We're going to get a basic. Remand. Sure. We potentially have an out to Tassiger, even if they resolve it after we Blood Moon them. Like if they don't have a discard spell here and we just slam Blood Moon. It feels like they have a discard spell, though. Or another Remand. It's super awkward. I'm just jamming Blood Moon. It's like, this play might be kind of loose because they just shocked, but that shock could also be a bait. And the upside of slamming Blood Moon here is so high. Wow, they're popping Relic. I guess they don't even have basic Swamp to be able to Tassiger anyways, so... I'm gonna Vision here. I feel like there's not anything too crazy they can resolve. Because they could play an Oracle now, but whatever. It's fine. Do I want to Vision again? Yeah, I think so. Again, there's not a ton that I'm worried about. In terms of them resolving through negate. That's whatever. I do need to find some lands, preferably islands. Okay, it's not an island, but I'll take it. Maybe I should cycle the repeal here on their end step. I don't want to give them more scries, though. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. This Vision has, what, 2 left? This one has 1 left, so they're on 1 and 2. Okay. These visions are a bit awkward because if we don't find lands to cast spells, we might be discarding. So maybe that's a reason to cycle. I'm actually kind of down with it. So we're going to go up to 9 cards, play land, go to 8 cards. If they remand this, I might not fight over it. Well, I actually should, given that I have the second negate. So I think fighting over it's okay. And also, if I fight now, I don't have to discard. That's the nice thing about fighting, too. Is, yeah, now I just don't have to discard. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry about that. Having some issues with my headset. They did not put a card on top. Are we cycling Godzilla? I think we're cycling because I'm going to resolve a vision next turn. I don't really want to just tap out for Godzilla. I don't know, maybe... I guess I can't hardcast it this turn. I'm going to discard a lot of these. I don't mind discarding some of these lands, though. Should I click main phase while they're tapped out of blue? I think I should. It also means I discard less cards. I think the card I care about the most, honestly, is Tasigur. The rest of those cards are kind of whatever. Because even if they draw Island for Jace, I can just negate it. I will take 1. Yep, and they drew the swamp. I'm gonna negate this, and then what they're gonna do next turn is they're gonna go... They drew a dispute. Okay, that's unfortunate. So their hand right now is Jace, Jace, Thoughtseize, Inverter. So they can Thoughtseize into Jace next turn, but we have Jace covered 3 different ways between these 3. So even if they resolve 2 Thoughtseizes, they still can't resolve the Jace. They also still have... They need to find an island. Basic island. Because this is their hand right now. They can't even cast Jace. So I think we're fine. I mean, what's the worst that could happen if I just resolve Godzilla here? They can't do anything about it, right? Alright, whatever. This puts them just dead next turn, so... And I don't think there's anything they can have. I mean, this is their hand. Their hand is just nonsense against an 8-8 trample. That was a good draw, by the way. Alright, 4-1. Blue-red Godzillas. I thought I was dead to rights in that game, too. Let's go back to the deck real quick. Call Yidaro Pog. Pog, indeed. Yeah, this deck was pretty sick. I mean, we 4-1 and our only loss was to Zur the Enchanter Omnath stuff. So, yeah, maybe this deck is the real deal. I know that, you know, if you're a fan of Blue Moon or controlling Blood Moon decks in general, this might be the new wave of those style of decks. Deck felt pretty good. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed. If you made it all the way to the end, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.